I've talked about Sheriff David Clarke from Wisconsin. I've talked about him on a couple of shows, and while many people know that I disagree with mostly everything that he says and does, he has called the National Guard to Milwaukee. As we reported, Milwaukee in a real state of emergency right now. The Wisconsin governor, Scott Walker, he ran for president this year, by the way. He activated the National Guard to be prepared if local police call upon their deployment to the city of Milwaukee. Now, he did this activation because of all of the unrest that's going on there. Now, the move to involve this reserve military force came at the recommendation of Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke. Now, his vocal opposition of Black Lives Matter and that whole movement brought him to the forefront around, crime, police brutality. He basically feels that there's no police brutality, nothing to see here. He's one of those type of guys, especially as it relates to black males. He says that it's, pretty much even across the board. Clearly, you can see that he is out of touch, wrong, and a flat-out liar. You can see by the whole unrest that's going on right now in Wisconsin, David Clarke, that you definitely know better. So if everything was hunky-dory and everything was all good, you wouldn't be calling the National Guard right now. Now, for anybody who's been under a rock or doesn't know what's going on in Milwaukee, the reason for this whole unrest right now, really, racial tensions reached a big boiling point back in July. Now, Clarke's call to action with the whole National Guard comes on the second day of unrest following the shooting of a 23-year-old black man. Police claim that he was armed while fleeing from a traffic stop. So I guess the whole you were in fear for your life thing, that's out the window. If the guy is running in the opposite direction of you and you still shoot him, what's your excuse then? I don't know. It's really going to potentially get worse when the footage from the officer who fired the shot, when his body camera footage is made available, things may get worse. Now, some people are saying that we cannot allow for a repeat of what happened on Saturday night. I'm going to utilize all available resources to accomplish that. Who said that? That was Sheriff David Clarke. Now, on Sunday, there were additional reports of shooting and destruction of property, injury, car fire. Someone was shot, an 18-year-old was shot, a police officer was injured when a rock was thrown through his windshield. All of this happened. Police are in riot gear, moving to disperse the crowds. That was at 11 p.m. yesterday. We know all too well here in Baltimore about that whole scenario, but things over in Milwaukee seem like they are even worse than they were here in regards to tone. So it feels like Ferguson. But footage of the scene from the uprising grabbed national attention, and we're talking about in Milwaukee, not just here in Baltimore. But photos and videos of fires and shootings and just traveling around. Definitely praying for the folks over there. Now, what's happening is definitely not right, but something needs to be done. Clearly, case after case after case. All of these cases, you cannot deny this. All of the police apologists, how can you deny that clearly something is wrong? You have community leaders meeting with, politicians, local politicians, trying to develop some type of strategy, trying to get something in order. But ultimately, it comes down to the interaction between the police and the citizens and the training that goes on. So if you're going to use the in fear for my life thing, right? This person did this in the waistband. It's always the same. It's always the same story. How can you justify, though, if the guy's running away from you? that I don't understand. But I'm sure that, some police officers or some police supporters, let me know in the comment section or on social media at the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Now, when this footage comes out from this body camera, that's really going to tell the tale. It remains unclear whether at any point the victim, in fact, reached for a firearm. So I'm hoping that this footage is not going to be doctored, because that could just lead to more trouble. I'm sure that Sheriff Clarke will be expected to take this hardline approach. Of course, it's the black people's fault. He's black, by the way. And, I'm not looking forward to that. This is just going to further aggravate people. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Diamond K Show. Definitely want to send our prayers to everybody over there. And we just want no people injured. Make your point, though, but it's kind of hard.